All right, week 4 in class. What we're going to do today is I'm going to give you some content, and then we're going to style it. What we're looking for is a document that looks like this when the page is at 1,000. Or I'm sorry, this wrapper is at 1,000 pixels wide, and when it gets narrowed, these items start kicking down to the left. All right, this one is at 500 pixels wide. Okay. All right. It doesn't look like it because I've resized these, so, but they are actually different. All right. So what we're going to have to do is download the resources first. Downloads. Go ahead and expand that or extract it. Stick that on my desktop. And I need to go and get no. There we go. Seriously, I didn't get it. And there we go. All right. Okay, don't want to do that. All right, so here we go. We're in our, let's see, this is on my desktop. Week 4 resources. I've given you a style page, but nothing in it. And I've given you an HTML page with some content in it, but no styles. All right, so what our job is going to be is to fill those styles in. And I'm going to open up my document, my HTML document, and my CSS document. That's on the desktop. Up my styles. Okay. All right. First thing I like to do. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Control. There we go. Better. First thing I like to do is give myself some black lines around my objects so that I can see what's going on. So I'm going to put in there the symbol for everything. That's an asterisk if you can't quite see that. And then border. Anybody remember the 3 qualities of border? You want to use? Anybody? It's fine if you don't. Just want to try and provoke your memory. Huh? Color? Yep. Color is one of them. I'm going to put it in the order I am most familiar with.
Size, height.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm using a thin stroke. And then I'm going to use a solid line. Solid. And then the color. You could put a hexadecimal number in here or the RGB value using your parentheses, but I'm just going to leave it alone because I don't care what color that is. I'm just using it for structure. Okay, so if I go back to my page, okay, where are you, page? Thought I had it open already. Oh, did I open it in there? Oh, I did. Duh. I don't want to use that.
I tend to use a color that I'm not using my color scheme, so it stands out.
That's a good idea. There we go. I'm going to open with Chrome. There we go. Okay, so we can begin to see what's going on here. So I've got my header here. And I've got my 3 items. Got my logo, I've got an H1, and I've got a nav or a UL. I've got a bunch of monsters. These are going to be my main contenders. Okay, each of those is in its own div. and we need them to set next to each other. All right, this is very much like the last one we did. We're just going to continue practicing because CSS requires some practice. All right, so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to set my body background color to background duh. Emphasis on the duh. 1, 2, 4, 1, 7, 3. Okay. Why did I not use color there instead? Anybody remember? I want to make it harder.
Color doesn't work.
Color does something different. It does work. Jacob? Color is for text. That's right. So background color is going to color that background. Color is going to work on text. Why they didn't make it text color, I couldn't tell you. Huh? So here we go. We got our background color for our body. Okay. We're going to set our header background color. Set that to 3C6 AA8. Don't forget the semicolon. Okay, so that's my header. Now I'm going to change the wrapper color, background color, to number B89, sorry, B8C9EZ, semicolon. We should start to see our page taking shape. All right, I'll go back. Anybody lost so far? You just need me to wait? Okay, so anybody lost with what I did in the body, right? This makes perfect sense, right? I background colored the entire page by putting it in body. The wrapper is that item that is going to center on the page, right? It's centering all my content. That's what we're calling the wrapper. And then the header is usually that top graphic, and I've changed the background color there. Right? So no mysteries there, right? Everybody's good?
Why you didn't start from the top and do body wrapper header instead of body header wrapper?
Because I got it in my notes that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the order in which these rules are made for CSS, it is, yeah, you don't necessarily have to put them in the exact order. It's just good practice to put them in order.
It doesn't matter. What does matter is cascading. All right.
It does matter if you do the same one. The later one will override the first one.
So let's pretend I did this properly, and I accidentally put header down here, and I say, will that work? Let's say I've got that. What color do you think it's going to be? It's going to be orange. Why? Set it once, set it twice. All right. So the last one on the page is what actually sets it. So that's what it would look like, if I did that. So the cascading order does matter. Definitely does matter.
You have to say that orange color for that is actually pretty decent.
I thought so too, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Is the wrapper color really similar to the body background color?
Fairly close. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, it is. It is fairly close. So I took that out. Save. There we go. Yeah. Can you see the difference up there is my body, and that's the header right there. Okay.
Your area with your monsters is a lot lighter than mine.
It's the difference between monitor and screen. And
I mean, like a lot lighter.
huh. Did you use these exact colors?
I don't know. That check.
Okay. That's what it might be.
I might have been It might have been as simple as me typing one over.
Exactly right.
How did you get the name of the monster centered underneath the image?
I'll get there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll hopefully we'll get there. Okay. Emery, you having success now? Okay.
Because I noticed yesterday it was the same way.
We didn't get to it. Yeah, we didn't get to it. Okay. So I'm going to go back here just and ask the question. All right. So right now it's centered on the page, but it's also expanded all the way out to the right and left. Now, how do I get it to be a set amount of space and get it to center on the page? Alec. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's in my wrapper, right? I want to do that in my wrapper because that's containing my stuff. And if you don't believe me, if you go into our HTML, you can see the wrapper is right there, and its end is down here. All right, it's closing. So it's wrapping all of the stuff in the main content. So let's go into wrapper. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, for the moment, I'm going to set my width to 800 pixels. Okay. Now, width and margin go together. If you're going to center something, do you remember what the acronym was for the numbers in margin? I gave you a word. Trouble. Top right, bottom left. Okay? So, there is a shorthand for this, but I'm going to show you the full one. Okay? It is 0. Auto is my left value. 0 for my bottom, and auto for my right value. Okay? Go ahead and save that and view it in your browser. You should get that. Should. Is that what you got, Amy? Okay. Emery? Okay, I'm going back.
Those margins, they mean trouble.
Are they trouble?
Well, they mean trouble.
Oh.
Trying to do some coding jokes here. Yeah, in class is a good time to practice the comedy routine, right?
Right, sure. Yeah. It's just not fair to have the entire class be the peanut gallery. That's not even right. It does make me work for my... I feel exhausted when I leave this class. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to come back to my browser and view this real quick. These items right here, I don't want them to sit on their own line individually. Do you guys remember what display I had to set this to make them show up side by each? Inline block would work. All right, so let's go to our code and see. All right, so if I come down here to where I've got my contenders, all right, it is in class contender, each of these monsters. So I know I'm working with the contender style sheet. Okay, so let's go ahead and change that, or I should say add that, display inline block. Say it again.
On the contender or on the
On the contender. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm saving that. I'm looking now, and that is what I'm getting. Pretty cool.
Let's see if I can do this from memory. Not even gonna look for it.
Okay. That's a good way to do it. Especially when you have success. Does this make sense? Right? So divs like to sit on their own line, and unless we tell them not to, by using a display of inline block, they're going to do that. But putting in an inline block, it'll pop it up to the next line, and they'll sit side by each.
Apologies for the pun, but yeah, you just got to make sure to add that and just keep them in mind.
Yes. All right, let's go down, and one thing that we want to do also is give them a little bit of space because everything is really tight in here. I'm going to give each of these guys a margin. All right, so margin. Again, this would be top, right, bottom, left. Just trouble. It's the same thing as your margins before. But because I'm giving them all the very same value, I only have to put it in there one time. So if I do 10 pixels all the way around, I just have to put it in there a single time. And it will read just fine.
And you were to put 2 in, then it would immediately register top and bottom, left and right.
That's right.
So how many different units of measurement does it support?
Oh, it's like 5 or 6.
Pixels, inches,
You got
points.
pixels, EM, REM, points.
Do they do it in centimeters?
C.
I'm having trouble remembering. Oh, percentages. Yeah, percentages.
And then you have actual percentages.
Yeah. Oh, there's more than I thought. Are you sorry you asked?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
Something all of our brains.
I would say there are 5 or 6 common ones that I see used.
Yeah.
You know, there are others, but you know, pixels is a common one, ems is a common one, and then there's another one.
Points and the REM is becoming much more popular.
That's what I.
Relative.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
It's relative to the main font. Yeah, I feel like trying to read the dictionary for all of this coding process is like looking at the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I mean, there's so much to know, and we're really kind of scratching the surface here. All right, so if I have my margins there at 10 pixels, and I refresh that, you can begin to see it's spacing it out, giving me that lovely white space that we need in our designs to make them look better. All right, and then we're going to align that text center. All right, so it's text align. So this is the answer to your question earlier, Bradley. Text align center. So that's going to center each of the text within the div container. There you go. Is that what everybody got? That's what we should get. Okay. I'll go back to the text here. Okay, so now let's fix the header next. You guys remember how to make the logo, the headline, and the navigation sit on their own lines? You guys remember that? I mean, I'm sit on the same line. Sorry, sit on the same line. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to come back to this in just a second. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is, where's my header? I'm going to ensure that before I start messing with my header, I've got a minimum height. So in header, I'm going to put in min height. I'm I'm going to set that value at 120 pixels. Worked on my browser at home. Hopefully it works here. We can always change it if it doesn't work. That's the beauty of code. Okay, I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to go to the browser and look because I don't need to. All right, and I'm also going to make sure that I give it a clear value of both. Because if I start messing with this and things are not working out properly, I could have images starting to creep up into my header, because weird stuff happens in CSS, especially when it's not working like you expect. If I give it a clear of both, it'll make sure that any other content stays down below it. That's the idea between using clear both. You could put a left value in there or a right value in there. I'm saying I don't want anything creeping into my header. All right. Again, this should not have changed the view of this at all. Yep, and it doesn't. Okay. All right. Okay, so again, from yesterday, if I want one of those elements to sit up to the left and then the next one to creep up to the left beside it, I'm going to use float. Float left in my header H1. That's the second item I want to float up there. I'm going to do the same thing. Float left. And then the unordered list, I want it to be at the right, so I'm going to float right. Okay, move that up. Did you test it? Does it work?
Yes, but it looks like some previous CSS is kind of overlapping.
Is it? Is that what you got? So I'll go back. Yeah, Firefox and Chrome. It could have been it. I'm using Chrome. Did you get the list items to sit side by side?
That's weird because before I put in the float,
Yeah.
because I already changed them to white.
Okay.
Before I put in the float, that could be it.
There we go.
But-
there was, yeah, that's what I got invented, but then I realized I kind of forgot that UL needed to float right.
UL does need to float right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that's the step I got wrong.
Oh, okay.
I had the header float,
So-
got
so-
the header to float right.
This is a great point. I'm so glad Bradley did this for the sake of all.
You can show them, just switch that one little thing.
Well, I don't know if it'll behave the same. All right, I'm just going to tell you. All right, basically, all the alignment screwed up on his page. He typed it all in right, but he put a colon at the back side of that, and that just one character. Yeah.
Yeah, change it to white.
So I'm just saying, be careful. If you start seeing stuff that doesn't look right, look very carefully at your code. Make sure that you're using colons here, semicolons here. All right. So that's a common convention and something that is so easy to miss because your eyes will just pass over it because you're expecting to see stuff there, right?
That's where really better code editor
Would catch it,
marks it.
right? Yeah.
That line's wrong.
Yes. What happens if I do? Will that catch it? Oh, inside there? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And that's what having a good text editor will do for you. It's really nice when you've got that. Okay, so we also, let's go ahead and save that and look. Everything should look more or less like this. It's looking pretty good. But again, we want some white space around our elements here because we don't want elements coming up and hitting the edges. That looks bad. So we're going to give everything some margins. I'm going to give my header image a margin of 10 pixels. I'm going to copy paste and give, no, I take it back. I'm going to give my header H1 a little bit different because you'll notice in here, so I gave my logo a margin of 10 pixels all the way around. You'll notice that the H1 is sitting high in there. You might think, well, let's just give it a margin of top auto and bottom auto. That way it'll align itself, right? It doesn't. It just absolutely fails to work that way. The only way I have found to do it is actually put values in there and center it sort of manually. There is a vertical line. Has that not been deprecated? Okay. All right, so you could do it that way. I'm going to do it the way I have experimented with. You guys can experiment with vertical align if you'd like, but I'm going to put in margin. And I've got trouble, so I want top is going to be my greatest value here. And I'll go ahead and give the rest of these 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel. I'll go back and check it. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, so that's what I've got in there. Say that again.
It's still valid. I don't know if it's something you want.
It's still what?
It's still valid.
Yeah.
It just doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, it would be nice. Well, see, this is a nice thing about Flexbox. There is a command that does that.
Yes.
And it centers everything vertically, and I'm starting to fall in love with Flexbox.
So what if you wanted to center your main contenders text
Yes.
between your logo and your lists?
Yeah.
And have it remain centered
Mm-hmm.
in the browser.
Yeah. The easiest way is with Flexbox. And we're gonna do that in a couple of weeks, I think. Well, let's see. If we wanted to do it that way, maybe we could. Could we do, oops, not that one, but this one? Could we do the, cannot spell on here. Aito. Auto. There we go. Unpimp your auto. Nope. Did not work. It's because it's floating left, it's changing the behavior. I don't have a width. Indeed. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to sit here and flail about for you. We'll just use that. All right, so then let's go ahead and give my header UL a margin of, this is interesting. I gave it a value of 30, 15, 0, and 0. That, oops, duh. Emphasis on the duh. All right, there we go.
What are those numbers pertaining to? Is the margin, is padding? What's going on?
Yeah, right. Sorry. Sometimes I just, go. Leave my brain behind. So there's top, right, bottom, left. Okay? Let's see how that looks. That feels pretty good to me. I was right. I was questioning it, though. Okay. Everybody got this? Anybody? I leave anybody behind?
Not yet.
Okay. Fantastic. I think we're getting close to being done. Okay. So now I want to make the page a bit responsive. Okay. And I'm going to do that by changing the wrapper widths. So I'm going to come back up here to wrapper. And I'm going to say, if it gets, or I should say, I'm going to give it a minimum width. If I have my browser go very, very narrow, I'm going I'm going to limit how narrow it can go. I'm also going to limit how wide it goes with max value. Here I'm going to put in a min width of 500 px and a max width of 1,000 pixels. And I'm going to go ahead and take my standard width out. Alright, so let's give that a try. Okay, so this would be 1,000 pixels. If I take my browser window and start kicking it in, I should reach the limit of it. That right there is 550 pixels wide. That's my minimum width. All right, and you can see it kicked my my UL down. So I think what I want to do is I want to make that minimum width, I want to make that wider. Okay. So it worked on my computer at home, it's not working here. So we're going to change that minimum width. Let's try 600. Probably need more, but I'm going to just test it. 700. Oh, it's working for me. All right, so I'm happy enough with that right there. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right. So there's my. You can see right here, it stops getting wider. That's 1,000 pixels wide. All right. This becomes really important when you start doing things like responsive design, designing for cell phones, for tablets, desktop, that kind of stuff.
Any device that you choose to use.
Right. Yeah.
Why are some of the boxes slightly different?
What I have is a border on the actual image itself, and then on the div. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, they are all different widths, I believe. Okay. Your browser's smarter than mine. Maybe. It's possible.
So what if we want to do center our images within our wrapper? Because like if you narrow the browser, as soon as one drops down,
Yeah.
right there,
Yeah.
like go a little bit. As soon as one of them, skinny.
Oh, it's skinny. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, come on, you. There we go.
As soon as right there,
Uh-huh.
if you wanted them to all remain centered,
Yeah.
you just how they all float.
Those are actually not floating, I don't believe. Are they? We got the contender images. Oh, no, sorry. Text align center. What we could do, yeah, I don't think I've got those. I don't think I've got those elements floating floating. What we could do, I believe, is we could text align inside the wrapper. Let's try it. Align content, if I understand that right, only works with Flexbox. I might be wrong about that. It would require a little investigation. Anyway, this worked for me.
Yep.
This might not be correct. It's working for me. You know a better way, Mike?
If it's working,
It's hard to argue with
it's
success.
all fine as long as it works.
Yeah. So text align can work for other content as well. Don't ask me why.
But a text align center actually.
It's what I would say to you is CSS is a work in progress.
Roll it on the third version. Fourth is in plans.
Okay, so now we want to get our monster widths correct. We want them to fill in that space in those divs. Okay, and we're going to do that with our contender image, what do you guess this line it needs to be? What? 100% what? What's the attribute? Width. Yeah, you're right on the 100%. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
I don't even like after the 100%. I was like,
Semicolon. Yeah. Richardson, you jerk. Okay. There we go.
Before, not after.
What's that? Yes, now it fills the boxes. Exactly. Right, it's going to do that according to the width, 100%. So that begins to look a lot nicer, right? All right. Okay. So, okay, so if we went back and looked at our finished image, I don't have it here. Let's see. Did I close it up? Yeah, I did. We get, at our widest point, we get 5 monsters across. Okay? So, but I'm not getting 5 across. You're getting 4. How would we get 5 across? Yep. Let's put a width on the contender. Okay? Now you're dividing it by 5. So wouldn't you expect it to be 20%? What happens if we put it at 20%? Let's look. Let's find out. Almost nothing happened. They did just a tiny little bit, right? But what's happening, among other things, we've got the stroke is actually part of the width. So if you put it exactly at 20%, it's over 20% already because it's wider than that. Okay. Now you think, okay, well, that stroke is like 1 point, so maybe I can account for it that way. I would say don't bother. Find a percentage that works. Just keep hammering at it until it works. I used 17%. Correct. It's the whole box we're making smaller. Yep. Yeah, because the reason we want to do it to contender is because we have set the content here, the image, to be as wide as that box. And it's the box we want to make smaller. Yes. So if we set that to 100%, or I'm sorry, 17%, the pictures do get smaller.
And then if you go really small, then eventually the Bradley monster goes on 2 lines.
Yeah, so the text percent actually increases the box vertically.
Right.
It wraps the text.
Yep.
So we should fix our minimum.
We could. Oh, and you get some funny stuff there too. Amber Monster gets to jump around. Doing. All right, let's see. Was there anything else? We got our contender image at 100%. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the color in my header to white because it reads a little better. Save that there. Give that a try. And, oh, no, that's not the last thing. I want to get rid of all those stinking borders. Does anybody remember how to comment out a rule, a CSS rule? Amber? Slash? Asterisk, right? And for whatever reason it didn't work. Control slash worked for you?
That's fine.
Okay. Control slash?
Everything you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, so that's a nice little piece there. Okay, so once we've done that, we get rid of our borders, we comment it out. The nice thing about commenting it out is if I want to put them back in, I just delete the comments, right? And then I've got it. I don't have to rewrite the whole line. All right. So this is what my page, woo! Okay, something happened. What happened there?
Well, actually, getting rid of the borders, when you get it to that smallest as possible,
That killed my UL.
Tile does not jump around, but
That killed my UL. I don't know what happened. Oh, what the heck? Something happened down here.
Yeah, you kind of put it in there and forgot to take it out.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Okay. That's emphasis on the duh. There we go. Ha! Woo! All right. I don't like that centered. I would fix it. I'm not sure how that happened, but probably when I was experimenting to get stuff centered in here. Anyhow, this is more or less the finished product. You're welcome to bang away at it and see what other stuff you can do to it. See if you can do damage, but we are out of time. Yes. We are done. All right, I'm going to